Hey everybody, great to be learning with you today as we continue our studies of Masechet Brachot and look at the third mishna in the second chapter, which discusses problems with your Shema. So in our mishna today, we're going to learn about four different situations, four different potential problems that you could have with your Shema. And in some of these situations, there is a machloket, an argument among Torah scholars about what to do in those cases. Let's get to it. In the first case, someone reads Shema but doesn't hear what he's saying. So in other words, he's moving his lips, but no sound is coming out of his mouth. You know, like when you read something to yourself and you mouth the words, but nothing actually comes out. So that's what he's doing. So over here, there is a machloket in the Mishnah between Tana Kama and Rabbi Yossi. Tana Kama says, Yatsa, a person who reads Shema without hearing the words still fulfills the mitzvah. And Rabbi Yossi says, Lo Yatsa, someone who reads Shema without hearing the words does not fulfill the mitzvah. In the second case, someone is saying Shema, he hears what he's saying, but he's not pronouncing the words properly. He's stumbling over the words, he's mispronouncing the words. So in this case, there is also a machloket between Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi says, Yatsa. This time around, Rabbi Yossi maintains that a person who says words out loud, hears them, but just doesn't pronounce them carefully, has fulfilled the mitzvah and the obligation to say Shema. Whereas Rabbi Yehuda says that he has not fulfilled the obligation to read Shema properly. As long as he mispronounces the words, he would have to redo the mitzvah completely. In the third case, the person hears what he's saying and he's not mispronouncing any words. He's just saying the words out of order. And in this case, he's actually changing the order of the paragraphs. So instead of saying Shema, V'ahavta, V'haya, and Vayomer, instead, he's mixing and matching the order so that it's not exactly start to finish. In this case here, there is no machloket. Everybody says Lo Yatsa. A person who reads Shema out of order has not fulfilled the mitzvah. And finally, in the fourth case, a person may have been reading Shema in the right order, may have been hearing the words, may have been pronouncing them correctly. He just spaced out and lost his place. And in this case over here, in the case of someone who became distracted while he was saying Shema, there is no machloket. The halacha is that you have to return to the place where you remember saying Shema. Lo Yatsa, you have not fulfilled your obligation to say Shema. If you temporarily space out and lose your place, you'd have to go back to where you remembered saying Shema last and continue from there. So there you have it. Those are four cases. Let's take a quick look again at all of them in one big view to get a piece of the whole Mishnah. So in case number one, you say Shema, but you don't hear the words. So Tana Kama says Yatsa, and Rabbi Yossi says Lo Yatsa. In case number two, you say the words incorrectly, you mispronounce them. Rabbi Yossi says Yatsa, and Rabbi Yehuda says Lo Yatsa. In case number three, where you say Shema out of order, everyone says you haven't fulfilled the obligation. And in case four, where you say everything right, but you just forget where you are, so again, the halacha is Lo Yatsa. You have to go back to the last place you remember. Those are four problems with Shema that we'll begin to explore in greater detail when we study the Mishnah in small groups. Looking forward to learning with you in those small groups, and I'm excited to see you come up with reasons for why the Mishnah says what it says as we continue our learning.